Hello and welcome to Ransom Cars Classic Lotus. I'm here at the barn workshop where we service, maintain, repair the earlier Lotus models from sort of day one up until the wedge cars, so called, in the mid-70s. The Type 75 introduced in 1974. We tend to steer clear or don't get too involved with the later cars. We stick to the early cars that we're certainly more familiar with. Thought it might be interesting for anybody that's interested in the earlier Lotus models. Effectively, that means the Elan Plus 2 and the Europa. Occasional Lotus Cortina, though we haven't seen one of those for a long while. And also, of course, the Type 14 Elite. We've had a couple of those come through the workshop from time to time, but they're pretty rare cars now, as you well know. At the moment we have a really nice Plus 2S 130, very early car here at the shop, which we've just done some repair work, maintenance work to, nothing terribly serious, and I thought it might be interesting for the viewers to have a look around the car. It's very original, it has all the correct period parts on this car, which is pretty uncommon these days. Normally they've been altered, modified or whatever over the years and not necessarily improved either. This is a car that's been rebuilt and fortunately the restorer has fitted all the original, not necessarily the original parts of this car, but certainly the original spec parts, and it might be worth having a look around it just to see how it is. Anyway, we'll get the car off the lift and then have a look around. Okay, so we have the car off the lift now, so let's have a walk around and check it all out. Well, here we have an early Plus 2S 130. This is a 134 speed, and it would be one of the unsold Plus 2S cars that Lotus had in stock around 1970. This actually came off the production line in 1970 and was then reworked into the S specification with the more powerful big valve engine. Lotus had a lot of unsold Plus 2s and Plus 2Ss and also Series 4 Elans. They needed a sales boost, and so they came up with the idea of increasing the power on the twin cam engine, which they did. Increased the power from around about 115 brake horsepower for this the SE engine, and increased it to around about 126 brake horsepower for the big valve. The engineering modifications to the engine were carried out by Tony Rudd, designed by Tony Rudd, very clever man, a man who I had the great fortune to meet once actually. He was broken down on the Stevenage bypass, and he was in one of the new Elites, Type 75 Elites, his company car presumably, and the factory rang us up and asked us could we help in any way. So we went out and recovered the car back to the workshop in Stevenage, and Mr. Rudd caught the train home. But very, very pleasant man, really interesting conversation with him at the time. Anyway, he was responsible mainly for the modifications to the big valve, or to the twin cam to produce the big valve, which they put into the Plus 2S and made it the 130, later on with a 5-speed box a couple of years later, and also into the Series 4 Elan and made it into the Sprint, of course. This actually worked, and they boosted sales, which was the whole object of the idea. And yeah, basically it worked. Anyway, here we have this car, which was came off the production line in 1970, registered in late 71, I believe. And this car has been rebuilt recently over several years and a really nice job has been done on it too. As you can see, it's the colour red is very similar to Carnival red, although it's actually, according to the owner, a Ferrari colour. It's a very nice red, and it really suits the car. The car basically is, although not original parts that were on the car, all the parts fitted to the car are period correct, which is nice to see because so many of these cars become altered, modified, so-called, and they lose their authenticity, and it's nice to see a car that's been rebuilt with all the bits on that should be on it. So let's have a quick walk around and have a look at it. Wheels are later wheels. These would have been fitted to the later Plus 2 S130s. Originally would have had steel wheels. Bodywork is in really nice condition, been resprayed obviously. Have a quick look inside. And as you can see, fascia, radio's missing at the moment, but the owner is intending to fit a radio in when he gets it back. Completely original fascia, as should be, absolutely period correct, as is all the interior. Seats, centre tunnel trim, rear seats. In fact, it even has the fold down rear seat backrest, which is very unusual. Not many of those about now. Done away with on later cars, of course. And as you can see, the trim is exactly as it should be for this car. Seats, door trim's exactly correct. Still got the map reading light. Stainless steel exhaust on it, which is fairly common nowadays. Can't get hold of the original silencers any longer. Quick look on the driver's side. Correct steering wheel as well. Instruments all absolutely as they should be. As I say, nice to see correct door trims as well. Right, let's pop the bonnet and have a quick look underneath. Whilst we're at it, windscreen, the earlier windscreen from the Ford Capri, Ford trims, chrome trims, really nice. Much prefer that to the later bonded screen. Later cars had the bonded screen, which is very difficult now to find anybody that was prepared to fit these screens. But this earlier one with the chrome surrounds I think is much nicer anyway. Engine bay, pretty much original. Car came in for some maintenance, but well, basically checked through after the rebuild, found a few problems. The owner was concerned about the timing chain, thought it may be a bit noisy. So we've removed the cam cover and the chain was fine, but we at the same time checked the valve clearances. And it's just as well we did because 3 of the inlet valve clearances were completely, there was no clearance. So camshafts out, reset the valve clearances and also renewed the cam bearings at the same time because they were looked like they were getting a bit tired. At the same time, we found that the camshaft sprockets, it was actually fitted with 2 inlet cam sprockets, which is incorrect. The exhaust cam sprocket is 1 tooth difference from the inlet. So we had to remark the exhaust camshaft to the correct position and retime the valves. Carburetors we removed, fitted misab plates and rejetted the carburetors. The jetting was all completely wrong. That's all now been done and the engine seems to be running really well. Meantime, we had the radiator out, that went away for refurb and that's been refitted. One thing you might notice is the radiator fan is incorrectly fitted. It should be the other way round. That really needs doing. Also, the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice the brake servo is missing. That went away for refurb and the owner now has it back and I think is going to refit it. Also, as you can see, the car has the very early electrics with the relays and fuse boxes mounted here on the bulkhead. That was all done away with in the later cars. And the fuse box, there was a single fuse box fitted in the fascia, middle of the fascia, so the later 130s had a different fascia panel as well. But as I say, everything is nice, exactly as it should be. Nice to see. Okay, so there we have it. Lovely Plus 2S 130, K-Ridge, late 71 or 72. Yeah, very nice car. Hope you enjoyed the walk around. Thanks very much for watching. See you again. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.